There's a saying that goes, out with the old, in with the new. But what if it was time to use that saying for more than just the little things? What if you looked in the mirror and realized, I'm ready to transform into a new version of myself? In the stages of metamorphosis, we can observe 4 different phases leading up to a butterfly's rebirth. Sometimes I look at how far I've come since starting my journey as an artist, think of all the past versions of myself, and struggle to even recognize who any of them are anymore. Other times I look back fondly, because the me that exists right now wouldn't even be a fraction of who she is without all of them. So I did kind of want to talk a little bit more about this Metamorphosis collection that I'm going to be dropping on Prismano. I feel like me and my artwork as a whole have been honestly going through a bit of a transitional period recently. And I mean recently as in it's probably been the past like 1 to 2 years that I have been experiencing this. There's just so many new things that I want to do and that I want to explore. And I feel like this entire collection is kind of like a little bit of a love letter to that. And I've just been having so much fun working on it and working with the different kinds of butterflies and the different kinds of plants and flowers that I'm going to be incorporating into it. I'm also going to be doing some new products that I haven't really done as much before, like a new sticker sheet design. And I really wanted to do something kind of unique with this new enamel pin design that I'm going to be doing. So my initial thoughts were that I definitely wanted to do another stained glass enamel pin, kind of like what I did with the Blooming Swan enamel pin that I released for spring earlier this year. But I wanted to incorporate many more colors and have the stained glass effect be more of the focal point of the enamel pin design, because I really loved how that turned out. And I feel like I can go above and beyond and just really make it look super cool and super cute. So I'm definitely going to be doing that. I also do want to experiment a bit more with jewelry making. So I'm considering making like a new bracelet design or something that I just haven't done before, because as you guys already know, I had my Jellyfish Garden jewelry collection launched back in, God, it's been since 2024? Has it been 2024? Oh my god, time isn't real. Time is not real. But anyway, so I definitely want to do something a bit different than that, than just doing earrings and necklaces again. So I definitely want to explore with different kinds of jewelry, really thinking about doing bracelets. I think bracelets would be really cute. I could make it kind of like a bit of like a bog witch almost kind of aesthetic for it, and I just think it would look so adorable. But that's definitely something I will have to look into, especially with the tariffs. I'm not really sure how expensive getting new beads might end up being, so I'm gonna have to look into that. But that is something that I am thinking about for the Metamorphosis collection. I also really wanted to show you guys the Millinote board that I have been working on. I've been really loving using Millinote to explore all of my collections and any new projects that I have going on. This video is not sponsored, of course, but I would honestly be thrilled if I ever got sponsored by Millinote because I use them all the freaking time. I love that website so much. It's basically like a little website where you can create mood boards for different projects and where you can basically just show all of the different details and things that you have going into a project to really just keep things organized and streamlined. So yeah, I have been having so much fun using Millinote, and as you see on the screen, I have been going absolutely ham decorating this Metamorphosis collection Millinote page. I wanted to incorporate some art styles and different artists and different products that really inspire me, so it can really help me figure out a more unique approach to this collection compared to other collections I've done for Prismano in the past. So yeah, I am really thrilled with how it's turning out, and I am so excited to continue exploring this Metamorphosis collection and hopefully showing you guys some new products in this YouTube video. Every couple of years, I have noticed that I go through a massive transformation phase, and I'm sure a lot of you can also resonate with that feeling. Whether it's in regard to my life itself, my art skills, my career, or even my entire mentality as a whole. Back in 2023, I went through the biggest artistic growth period I'd ever had since about 5 years prior to that. It was a time where things felt so optimistic,
It felt like I was blossoming, like an egg that just hatched and only had a way up from there. But by 2024, that hope reached a plateau. I was going through a constant cycle of inching forward, then being sent what felt like hundreds of feet back constantly. Some days I'd have huge milestones and feel as though my growth was finally getting to where I wanted it to be. Other days, it was as if these massive barriers would be put in place to prevent me from making any strides forward at all. I realized that in this period of time, not every obstacle was necessarily there to hinder me. To be challenged meant that I was alive, and to have an actual goal that I was fighting for meant that I'd found my purpose. To feel fear, regret, guilt, disappointment, heartbreak, all these experiences were quote-unquote Frankensteining me into a new version of myself. If you know, you know. But even when my greatest obstacle was my own self a lot of times, or even most of the time, it made me realize that I can either get swept away by it all and bow to the pressure, or I can shed my brittle skin to unveil the next stages of my metamorphosis. Something that every single human being experiences, not just a butterfly. I'd been working on a very specific piece since the end of 2024 with a very, very clear vision in mind. But in true sitcom style, I ended up accidentally tearing a massive hole into the canvas, and I couldn't even look at it anymore. I just resorted to shelving it for months on end. I decided to pick it back up again. This time on a much larger canvas with a slightly different goal in mind. Put all your passion, all the things you love, and everything you find beautiful into this one singular painting. I wanted to create this really cool drippy effect, so I ended up using a little spray bottle and some really wet paints, and just letting the paint fall wherever it wanted to and seeing how it would go. This entire part of the process was honestly so much fun. It made me feel like I was a little kid again, just kind of experimenting with art and not really knowing what I was doing, but just wanting to see what the outcome would end up being. It wasn't until just a few months ago that I finally decided to pick up my paintbrush again and just say, screw it. I covered up a lot of the elements that I didn't like in the previous version, and I ended up trying something a little bit new with the paints that I was using. I felt like I was in a deep sleep for most of 2025, most of this entire year that I am filming this. All the skin I'd molted in the previous year led me toward a lot of revelations about myself, my life, and what I actually wanted. But I was also really, really exhausted this year. So much happened that I felt like I struggled to recognize myself at times. And so I cocooned myself, building up a protective shell that I needed in order to keep my peace. I distanced myself, spent many nights holed up in my little studio, Researched, studied, created, almost found myself giving up on multiple occasions. But I always circled back to the interests and the people that I cherished the most.
So I just wanted to talk a little bit about making this new sticker sheet and this new collection called Metamorphosis as well. I know I look a little crazy right now, I just took a shower, but I just wanted to quickly come on and talk about this because I had a few thoughts about what I've been making and creating and kind of the message and overall story behind it. But Prismano has been going through a kind of semi-big-ish, air quote, rebrand phase right now. And I've just been doing a lot of thinking about transformation, development, growth, all those kinds of things and subjects, and that's kind of what brought me to the point of creating the Metamorphosis collection, because I kind of feel like it really coincides with this overall rebrand for my small business, and I also feel like it's coinciding with me as a person as well as the changing season right now. And I just feel like this collection has so much depth to it, and it's something very, very new for me as well, with the kind of subject matter and with it being very rainy and monsoon style, with a lot of greens and pinks and lavenders and just like color palettes that I don't do as often because, as you guys know, I love blue and I usually do things that are like blue and purple adjacent in some way. And I'm just really excited to continue it and to kind of see where it goes, especially with the concept behind the butterfly and the metamorphosis of a butterfly overall. I feel like it's just so beautiful and so exciting. I'm not sure if anyone has noticed, but lately I have been really inspired by Alphonse Mucha and other artists who have kind of a similar, very line art heavy art style. And I wanted to incorporate more of that into the newer art that I create and the newer collections that I release. So I really hope that that shines through in what I've been creating. And yeah, I am just really, really excited about this collection. And I have been looking at all of the different products that I'm going to be ordering, and I'm just so excited. I keep looking down because I'm working on my sticker sheet right now. So now all I have to do is work on the flat color and then do a little bit of rendering. I want to keep this very simple though, so I'm not going to let myself go overboard with the rendering. Someone kick me if I do end up going crazy with rendering, because I really, really want to keep this simplistic, but just really detailed and line art heavy overall. So yeah, I'm very excited for that, and I'll show you guys the finished result very, very soon.
I didn't realize it at the time, but I was transforming into a version of myself I desperately needed. With all the burnouts and lack of inspiration I'd felt as an artist for so long because of all the trials that I have been going through, I was finally about to get my stride back in a major way. Throughout this metamorphosis, I was developing something behind the scenes. As you guys know, being an artist and small business owner, I love creating tangible representations of the thoughts and experiences I have on a daily basis. Mental health is one of my favorite subjects to depict in my work, so that's what led me to create this Metamorphosis collection that you've been seeing me work on throughout this entire video. This collection means so much to me for a lot of reasons, but a big one is how it's a visual representation of my growth and my devotion. I was really struggling for the longest time to just get out of my own head and actually create something that I was proud of for a long, long time. But seeing it all finally come to fruition with this collection meant the absolute world to me. I honestly feel so happy with how these illustrations turned out. collection features a sticker sheet, clear stained glass keychain, and a transparent sticker. I wanted to really hone in on the stained glass elements in this, especially focusing on creating a transparency to each product that could act as a window looking into the transformations we'll continue to experience over the course of our entire lives. I still have a very small number of these products left after this collection launched on my shop a couple weeks ago, so you can still pick up some of these goods before they sell out for a while on my shop Prismano.com. Also actually be adding on to this collection in the new year, so stay tuned for 2 new Metamorphosis themed products to come very, very soon. Now, despite this collection being a major breakthrough for me in 2025, I wouldn't actually say it was the final catalyst in my metamorphosis cycle. For over a year now, I'd been working on a painting behind the scenes. The burnouts left me so hardened as an artist, and I was itching to finally do something new. I realized that I'd been neglecting my traditional art in so many ways, only really giving any time to my sketchbook doodles every once in a while, and not feeling the confidence to break out a big canvas and finally sit down and just paint something. It had been so long since I last completed a full-scale canvas painting, and needless to say, I was terrified of even picking up my paintbrush to start it. But I'd go through periods of shelving it again to work on other projects or client commissions here and there, then I'd circle back around to it to finally make more tweaks. After I laid down the initial guide sketch over the paint drips, I spent a few weeks just kind of letting it simmer in my room. I was so afraid of picking up my paintbrushes again and actually laying down the full flat colors, but I knew I had to break out of that fear somehow. And so, stage 4 of the metamorphosis was underway. I truly believe that this entire process was the catalyst in allowing me to emerge from my shell. Creating Swan Song was like finally reconnecting with what made me fall in love with art to begin with. And in my next video, I'll show you the process as we transition into stage 4 of the metamorphosis. You'll get to see the full completed Swan Song painting and my outlook as we make our way into 2026. Along with the announcement of some other exciting projects to come. One thing I do actually want to touch on really quickly before I go is this very, very important message to me. What humanity fails to realize, in my opinion, a lot of the time is that, unlike a butterfly, our metamorphosis doesn't just end at our adult phase. It doesn't just end at stage 4 and that's it, you're done. We'll each, inevitably, find ourselves rebirthing from the beginning, maybe as a more experienced and prepared egg, but an egg nonetheless. Our goal is to continue transforming again and again with each new phase of our lives, endlessly. Just like in art, you never truly reach the end of your artistic ability until the day you die. Even an artist at 100 years old will have more to learn and discover. A philosopher will continue to observe the world around them. A scientist will have more breakthroughs. A painter will find new techniques. It never truly ends, no matter who you are and no matter what you're doing or what your goals are. I think that once I realized that life isn't so much a race as it is a constant pursuit of understanding whatever it is you're drawn to, I felt much more free. Our life cycles are flexible, transformative, and very nuanced, depending heavily on how we grew up and the environments and people around us. Each cycle of metamorphosis starts, ends, and cycles back around with different timing for every single one of us. Once you recognize that your own cycle is pulling you along at your own unique pace, I hope that you never spend another second comparing yourself to everyone around you. I hope that concept can bring you some form of comfort too, like it did for me.
I wanted to show how cool this is, this grid. I have plans to hang my shop banner up from here. I'm excited, yay! It looks so good, and it was actually really easy to assemble too, so I'm very relieved about that, because I was afraid that it was going to be really difficult, but it's actually not bad at all. I'll show you guys when I put up the banner.
Thank you so much for watching the first part of my Metamorphosis series. I'm really excited to share with you guys the process of completing my swan song painting and the final outcome of the piece in my next YouTube video. If you reach the end of this video, be sure to let me know in the comments section below by leaving a blue heart emoji so I know you watched to the end. If there's any other video topics that you would like me to discuss in a future video, let me know in the comments section below, and also your thoughts on Metamorphosis as a whole. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and share it with someone who you think might enjoy it, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an upload from me. Until next time, my friend.